and your picture with headscarf. It's all around these days, people are talking about it. And it was the same thing with your picture carrying Quran, actually.
In America, I was going through a lot with past things that had happened to me over a 10-year span. And my very close friends who have been there for me a lot in London are Saudi, and they gave me Quran. And I brought it to New York because I was learning, and it opened doors for me to experience and spiritually to find another, true meaning. And this is who I am. But this is just me holding it with me, walking, going. Whereas the paparazzi maybe across the street, I didn't know. And they crucified me for it in America. They made me seem like Satan. I was a bad person for holding that Quran. And I was so happy to leave and go back to London after that, because I felt so unsafe in my own country after this. I mean, people were like horrible to me. And just because this is my belief, if this is something I want to learn, this is my own will. This is not for you to express. If you want to say it, keep it to yourself. I'm not looking at what you do every day. Maybe you're not doing enough because you're bored hurting me. But I can't imagine how many people go through this all the time. And that made me feel like an outsider. So I understand why, the Turkish people are upset, because they live in a great, beautiful place. And I understand why women that wear headscarves are looked at differently, because I felt like that. So when I was in Antep, she put that headscarf on me, I felt really honored because of that. Because she went out of her own way to allow me to be part of her culture. And she didn't have to do that. I was a stranger to her. And I merely said I really liked the color of her headscarf, and she gave it to me. And maybe she only has 2, and she gave me 1. There's more to that story that occurs. And I said, you know what? Because this woman took the time to give me this, and a part of herself, not even knowing me, I'm not taking it off. And my first thought, and I said to my good friend Hilal, I said, but it scares me because people are going to look at the headscarf and only talk about that. Yeah. They're not going to ask the real questions about why. Because that's not interesting.
It will become headlines suddenly, right?
And it should. It should. It should be headlines. It's okay, because in Turkey you have a free will as a woman if you want to or you don't want to. That's why it's amazing here. You can choose what you want and it's accepted. Whereas I'm in America holding a Quran and I'm the devil. No, you have to acknowledge the good parts of a place where we think is so bad. People think it's so dangerous. It's we're sitting in a really nice place, and we're very lucky to even be here. Yeah. So it's about time we start, recognizing the truth and doing something. I'm going to talk about real things right now. I'm 30 years old, and life is only going to keep going, and I want it to go in the right way, and I want to be able to control my life as I live it day by day. So that's kind of how this all came to happen. I came here for a work obligation for parents to meet someone, and I said, you know what, I feel like I should stay. And it happened. And I stayed, and my friend contacted Abdurrahim, and he contacted 2 other friends of mine who worked for Bosphorus Foundation, and we all got together, and it just happened. And this is the will of, our higher being. And everything happens for a reason. I left, I came back, my finger got hurt, I couldn't leave. I have to stay.
So maybe it had a reason that you didn't know.
But that happening to me was like an eye-opening experience, because everybody said, oh, should we stop? We'll postpone everything. And my first thought was, are you kidding me? Why would I stop? Why would you stop? Because my fingers hurt when someone had their legs blown off. No, this is exactly what people do, and that's exactly not who I am. So let's figure it out. I'll ask friends if I can stay at their place. I will stay here.
And how did first refugee crisis took your attention? Was there a moment, or was it a picture, was it a story, or was it some face that you have seen?
A lot of it was around when the coup happened. Just seeing the whole country stand up for each other. That was really emotional for me. That all these people in one place that people are so afraid of are all supporting one another. And that's a really powerful, strong front, I think. And Erdogan did very well, and his people really admiring and respecting him as, the first elected president. This is a big deal, and that goes to show something. It's very easy for me to go to a refugee camp and say, oh, she's getting paid, she's doing it for this, she just wants attention. No, that is absolutely not the truth. That is why we went, and then we did it, and then we told everybody. Everything that I've done here, we do it first, and then we talk about it. Because I can't speak on something I haven't lived through and experienced. It's not my place. And that's what we will continue to do with helping these people. And hopefully others will try and do it, not for the wrong reasons, but for the right ones.